Hi guys, it is now 5:25 p.m. on Friday. If you can't tell, I'm quite exhausted, but I ended up taking a walk with my daughter, and I think we walked for like 40 minutes or something. And I was hoping that would regulate my nervous system a bit, and it did, but then it looked like it was about to storm and we were still pretty far off, so it spiked the stress again. And that kind of like hurried walk thing, but trying to look like, oh, everything's fine, that wears you down too. So by the time we got home, I almost passed out. I was like, I need to go lay down. Like, I started feeling really sick, and it really frustrated me. um, the good news though, and this is why I'm sharing this, is luckily I had a friend that just happened to send me something today, a link for just how hormonal changes can really mess you up. And I think that there is this is taken so lightly and kind of brushed off or mocked, or, but it's a real thing. Um, and I'm only 28 minutes into the thing, but it was making so much sense. So the bottom line is, as soon as I said that, I got chills. The bottom line is, I'm paying it forward and I'm saying that, like, there's nothing inherently wrong with us. Like, we're not defective, we're not weak. I think that there is definitely value in pushing yourself, like, you know, striving. How do I want to say this? In motivating yourself, and that type of thing. There's a value in that. But that like phrase, a body at rest tends to stay at rest. I think, and I'm speaking mostly to myself because I'm just so twisted in this area, it's like there's a difference between I wasn't tired until I laid down and now I feel groggy even though I'm not tired, and I laid down because I was going to pass out. So yeah, I'm really tired, Um, but I just found it so validating. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bedtime routine. It's a false, I'm telling myself because it's like, it's so ingrained in me. It's a false notion that if I stay up late, that like then I'll get my me time. It just it doesn't work. It's not effective. So that being said, I think what I'm going to start doing is, after my daughter, I'm going to take I did take the magnesium thing too, after I laid down, because I didn't feel like hopeless, like that level, but I felt helpless. Like, what is the problem? I was like angry about it. I was frustrated. Um, and so I thought, okay, well, I'll do what I can. So I took those, and I'm sure they helped to some extent, but I know the big thing is knowledge really is power. So I think what I'm going to start doing is, after we do dishes, I'll take the magnesium downstairs, and then when we go upstairs, I will brush and floss while she's getting her stuff ready for bed. And that way, after we do bedtime routine, I will come in here. I won't sit on the bed unless I'm like tonight. I probably, well, no, I'm doing the body double tonight. Maybe I'll cancel that if I can, just because I'm about to collapse. Actually, I don't know. I hate this so much, but at least I'm starting to see where it's coming from, and it's not a lack of anything moral or personality. It's biological, and that's not like a defeat thing. That's actually more empowering, because it's like, okay, so anyway, I think I'm gonna start a routine of, after we do our bedtime routine, I'm gonna come in, and unless I'm ready to sleep, like, maybe it will happen tonight, maybe it won't, but I'm gonna go in my rocking chair. Remember, I cleared that off, and they were talking about how you have to look outside, so you're basically resetting your circadian rhythm. and I can sit in the rocking chair and look out and like kind of remind my body like, hey, it's bedtime, it's time to wind down and all of that. Because the facts are, what I was doing before was, and I still do feel very like socialization deprived, but this isn't the answer is my point. I need to come up with another answer is my point. But what I was doing before is I was so tired by the end of the day because of responsibilities that I was artificially staying awake, so that I could finally socialize, to some extent, at least on my phone. And when I mean artificially, that's what I mean is like the light, right? But then it's like, oh, it's time to go to bed. Well, now I have to now I have to wind down because I've been using the phone. Does that make sense? So that was a big aha I had like just a bit ago of like, you can even stay up if you want, but you're not going to stay up using like blue light that's only going to make it so that you can't go to bed when you want to anyway. Like, let's say I want to go to sleep at 10, but I'm on my phone at 9 so that I can stay up, then I'm not going to go to sleep at 10. I'm probably going to go to sleep at like 11, So, anyway, it's very good awareness ultimately, and I just want to pass it on because I always want to help people. And the facts are, I feel a little better after both releasing tears, laying down, like physically laying down, and then getting that, starting to get that information. So I'm going to make dinner, and then I'm going to, we'll probably watch one show, and then bedtime. And this will be good because I can, moving forward, which is what I always want to do, I can plan based on, the time and stuff. And if I plan more downtime during that time, that's going to make the other parts of the month that much more successful, and that much more fulfilling. It's the equivalent between, literally as well, but it's the equivalent between being, let's say, running on 3 hours of sleep every day versus a couple nights. I know they say you can't catch up on sleep, but like a couple nights, let's say getting like, maybe you get the flu or something, so you end up sleeping a lot, right? Because your body just shuts down. And then, after, if you keep getting that rest, that will build up again, is my point. So anyway, I told you I'm exhausted, but I have a lot more hope now. So that just also shows that just because I'm physically tired, that's not really the culprit of the feelings. It's the feeling like, what is going on? Why can't I override this? And they said that too. They said that, it used to be we could kind of, what they say, get away with it, but now it's like, we're at, like, I think they said an evolutionary disadvantage, which I relate to that so much. So, but like I said, ironically, that gives me a lot of hope because it's like, oh, there's things I can do that I didn't know made such a difference. So, I'm going to work on doing those things. And so that ends up making me feel empowered as opposed to this is my lot. Like, this is how it's just going to be. It's like, not unless it absolutely has to be. So, anyway. Okay. Love you guys.